All right. This is 5D chess with multiverse time travel. I half watched someone play a game of this and they gave up in frustration part of the way through. And I felt like I could cheat and look up a guide about how to play, but I felt like just trying to dive in and do some of the puzzles in it would be a fun place to start. So the general gist is in addition to moving your pieces around the chessboard, you also move. Oh wait, this isn't the first one, is it? Hold on, wait. How do I clicked on the wrong one. Go to menu. Nope, that is the first one. All right. Okay, so basically, there's a. What's my opinion on Magic? I'd encourage you to watch my update video, Justin, for stuff about Magic. So basically, we're supposed to check them into here, in two moves, and in addition to being able to move your pieces on the board in front of you, you can also send them back in time to previous boards. And when you send your pieces back in time, it creates an alternate timeline. And the alternate timelines, when they catch up to your current one, create alternate dimensions that you can also send your pieces across boards to alternate dimensions. Thus the 5 dimensions or the alternate timelines. This is a mate in one puzzle and regular. I'm also going to prefix this with I understand the rules of regular chess, but I'm by no means a chess master. People just saw me tweet this. They're like, hey, we should poke at this. So the puzzle is we need to get them to checkmate in 2 moves. So there's their king. These are our pieces. We light them up and it shows where they can move. And then we click submit moves. And then they get to move. And then now let me see what my understanding is. So here, now I can send this back in time to either of these boards here. And I don't know that that's the correct play, but let's do what it does and see. You want me to move the tower? This one can't go back in. I don't fully understand what the rules are for sending pieces back in time, but I think we're gonna do it to see what happens. Okay, so we've sent the rook from this board back in time to here, which has created an alternate timeline. So you can see when we sent the piece back, it branched off into this alternative timeline for our chess game. I'm going to go ahead and submit. Do people do this with 3 minutes? I have no idea. Okay, so then from here, I could go to here. Oh. Why can't I move you? I don't understand. Puzzle incomplete. We already took 2 moves. Okay, I got it. So we have to do it by only moving twice. Wait, I don't understand. Wait, so so I moved it there, but then their king escaped into the other timeline? So we moved our rook back, and they were like, they just like noped right on out of there into the other timeline. And now the puzzle's incomplete because we only get 2 moves. Okay, so you cannot go forward. I don't. Can you? I don't. I believe you can only select pieces here in the current timeline. You want me to do this to start? No, the other one. Oh, this one. Okay, so then they were checked there, so then they escaped. Okay, so they were this would have been checkmate, except they escaped their king back in time. Got it. I think maybe. Puzzle complete. We did it. Okay, so is that it? Is that what we had to do? I think we did it. And now you win because they have no moves to save both kings. All right, the game says we won. Puzzle complete. Killing one king is okay. Let's try. Look at that. We got a star. Look at that, chat. We're so big brained. Oh no. Oh no. There's so many things going on the board. So okay. So wait. This is the present, and their kings escaped into the future. Okay, so I could take this and send it to this dimension, which is that's it, right? That's the play. That's all we got to do. Puzzling complete. What did I miss? All right. Let's try again. Okay, so their king escaped to here. So is this? I think this is the only place where I can currently move things. And I can move back and forth. So moving this to here didn't accomplish anything. This can't move. This can go. Why can this go forward? I can only send this guy this way. Go to the far right board. Oh, I can send this king back. Where can so this king can go to these places? That doesn't seem very helpful though. You can check a king from another board. So I don't have to check this one. So this can move diagonally. Why? I don't understand why this can go forwards or backwards. Oh, you can only move along timelines based on the timeline movement is dictated by the pieces movement. Okay, so that's the piece I was missing. So your timeline movement. Wait, that can't. Oh, and this rook is blocked here. So it's blocked here, so it can't. But wait, shouldn't this be blocked too? In a way, doing crack for 4 straight years makes sense. So this went to here, which caused this timeline, and then this king escaped to here. Take my Bezos sum for trying this game out on stream, you madman. Thanks for the 56 months, Trey. Can you move the rook from the past to the future? I don't think so. So this is the only board we can grab pieces on, it looks like, because this is the present. Well, I can move this one too. I can move pieces in the future. Okay, and that created this timeline over here. Okay, so I can't send this way. I can only send it over here. I was gonna like try and send these things places and see what happens. All right, I have to do one thing. So I don't fully it says mate in one to complete the puzzle, but I don't fully grasp what I'm not sure I fully grasp what constitutes one move, if that makes sense. So like I can move the king in multiple places in one time submit move. It's one click of submit moves. Okay. So if I move the king in one, I can only move the king for that turn, I think, because I can't move these two now. It's not letting me click on these two. So moving dimensions counts as a move, but I can move multiple, like I can move this king up here still too. Yeah, so I have a move in this timeline still. How much LSD went into making this game? It doesn't, I can't, this one I can't move because it's blocked in these boards. And this one, I can only move this way. And the problem is when you move like this king... Wait, what happened? Wait, can I move this and then also move this? I think you can check across timelines. So if you move the rook to the same spot on the bottom board, the king in the top should have him in check. If you move the rook in the same spot on the bottom board is on the top board, you have him in check. You want me to move this to the blue square? Is that what you said? And then this checks him here in this timeline? That's what it is. You just move this up. I just had to advance the game state basically. So this checks this king across timelines. No, wait, it checks which. Oh, it checks it backwards? Is that what's happening? Oh, it checks this king that's coming here. Oh, that's what it shows you. So it shows you why it's lethal. Because this is moving to here, and then okay. It's very easy, chat. I don't know why you don't get it. Maybe you're just stupid. Let's go to the next one. All right, this is mate in one again. Wait, is this telling me it's gonna go back in time and check me? I think that's what's currently going on. Can you move the previous rook? No, we can only move these pieces here. But this isn't. You can't check with the king, sure. That's why it's called rook tactics, right? If you checkmate with a king in the past, you win. Kingdom, thanks for the 2/3 of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So it must have to do with sending this back here somewhere appropriately, right? It's all based on moving the rook for a hint. All right. What does this button do? I'll just flip some board around. If you move the rook to the same rank as a king, you'll check the previous king. Is that accurate? I thought we could only... Is it moving it to here? Is that it? Why? Okay, so this is telling me you checkmate the first king in the past. All right, now I'm stupid, Chet. I don't understand why this is checkmate. So yeah, I felt like I kind of got the first two. It's because the king you're checking can't move. Rooks can move in a straight line back in time. You threaten to take the king in the past by sending it back. It's set. This past is set, so they can't move. So this counts there. You checkmate the king on board 1, where if it ever moves, your current rook can travel back and kill the first king. Okay. Maybe I might get it. I think I'm still a little bit stupid. Let's keep trying. We gotta start. We gotta start, chat. Maybe read the rules. Bold of you to assume that reading the rules would be helpful. Okay, so I moved this to here. I'm beating a grandmaster for her. This is way beyond me. This isn't helpful, right? Now we can checkmate normally in the alternative timeline. Rook on. Oh, they can't take our rook because this rook. Okay, I was like, I'm missing something. Like, normally this king can capture this rook, but they can't because this rook in the parallel dimension threatens their king. All right, so I understand this one. So in normal smooth-brained two-dimensional chess, this wouldn't work. But here in 5D chess, this is not a legal play because we're protecting it cross-dimension. I understand now. I understand. We're getting it. This is making me kind of nauseous to follow, and I'm kind of into it. Mate in 1. Is this normal chess? No, the board's smaller. Hey, Anaphylactic, thank you for the really generous tier 2 for the 20 months with that. I appreciate it. Put the horse there. And there's only 3 moves, right? Oh god, this is gonna get so screwy with knights. Oh god. The knight is checking. The knight is checking the one in the past and 2 spaces up. Because it's to the left 1 and up 2. Is that it? Is that why we're checking here? Because it's the dimension over 1 and up 2. That's why this is okay. That's exactly what. Okay, so knights move in L shapes, and we can go. Our over 1 can be 1 timeline, and our up 2 is then 2 spaces within that timeline. So it's like up 2 and over 1, but the over 1 is going back in time. All right. These are actually like these are good puzzles. These are like really teaching me the mechanics of like how this works. All right, Knight Tactics 2. Knights are not as confusing as I thought they'd be. I agree, Leak Eater. Thank you for the 15 months. Still makes more sense than Jeffrey Time Raveler. All right, so I do this here. Oh, I can also go back in time. Of course I can. I'm gonna have to buy this game to break my brain on it. This is amazing. Thanks for the tier 2, Cruz. Again, I appreciate the 55 buds. Ugh, bishops move diagonally through time. Yes, they do. So this goes... This is check because it's over 1, up 1? No? Yeah, this is not... We're going to be playing a number of variety games that aren't sponsored. We're going to do some that are. Like tomorrow we're playing Gordian Quest that's sponsored. This just looks sweet. Oh, every 2 boards is 1 move through the past. Oh, okay, that makes... I'm gonna say that makes sense, but I don't know if I believe me. Let's say that 2 boards is 1. What happens when we do this? We lose because this checks our king. All right. That's impressive. We managed to lose. I think we're just brute forcing this one and seeing what happens. I say this was no exaggeration. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen, and we're still in the tutorial. This now trumps Mythgard is the coolest thing you've showed me on stream. These are puzzles. These are puzzles, like chess puzzles are a thing to help people learn normal chess. These are puzzles to kind of help you understand how movement works through time and space. So that way, if you're stupid like me, okay, so this is telling me that this attacks it and this attacks it, so that's not good. And this threatens here still. That says puzzle complete. Why is it complete? Because we checked. This is... Okay, so Oh, that's the trick. So okay, so here's this is got it's so this is great. So when I move this, we're now 2 moves forward, which means that now every 2 boards is 1 move. So this is 1 move to the left, 1 move to the left, up 1. So when we were counting our moves to the left, I wasn't counting the fact that we were moving the timeline forward in order to make that move. So when your knight, like where your knight starts at, like it looks like this move is only 1 to the left and up 1, but because taking a move moves the timeline, now once the move happens, when the move happens, we're now 2 moves out and then up 1. This makes complete and total sense. I actually understand what's going on here. I understand this puzzle. We're gonna keep working through these because they're funny. Okay, so this board's a little bit more complicated because we've already got an alternative timeline here. We're moving on this board and this board. But this can just capture my knight if I do this, right? I was worried about the pawn capturing my knight, and here this king came back from the future to do it. Okay. So, I mean, like, this technically checks this. Let's do that and see what happens. It just runs away and that's fine. Are we going crazy? Is our mind's eye opening? Yes. So these are the only things I can move. Pawns can't move left to right. Oh, this is it, right? Because pawns can't move left to right, and this is up 1 over 2. Nailed it! I think I understand, chat. I saved it before I clicked submit and it told me. Okay, so this knight here checks this king in this timeline. Or this parallel dimension. This is a timeline, this is a parallel dimension. So we check up 1 over 2. So again, explain it again. So reset. So this knight moving to here, this knight now checks over, and it checks all the normal chess things here, but it also checks up 1 dimension, and then you pretend you're in this spot in this dimension because we're going up 1 and then over 2. So it checks across the timeline, across the dimension, because this is, so if the up 1 here is moving dimensions, and then the over 2 is actually on the board. So this goes to the same spot here on the board because the up is going across into the dimension and the over 2 is to the right. So that wins because of that. Yeah, you see, it tells you here that you're checking. This game was $10 on Steam. This is not a sponsored segment. It came across my Twitter timeline. I was like, this sounds hilarious and funny, and so far it has been. Enjoying these puzzles. All right, this is another mate in one. Okay, and now here we can move. So I think this is checkmate here because we'd go over one to the right and then up two. Let's find out. We did it! We did it! First try! We understand, kinda, maybe. Probably not really, but we got it. We got it. Okay, so, again, for the people at this is sweet. Alright, so, again, how this works. If we move this knight back in time, and he can move, so knights move over 2 and up 1. So if we choose to go this way, it's 1 timeline move, 1 timeline move, up 1 space. And then once I put this here, this knight checks this. Wait, all right, hold on, I lost myself. It tells me, okay, so if I click here, yeah, it checks this king. Because we go over 1 and then up. Wait. Maybe I don't get it. Okay, I thought I had it, but now I've confused myself trying to explain it. It's over. We go up 1 dimension. So this checks here because it's over 1 up 2. Okay, the splitting into another timeline was giving me fits. Okay, I think okay. It's over 1 timeline and then up 2 spaces in that timeline. Got it. Okay. I think, maybe. Oh gosh, there's 7 knight tactics. Man, there's a ton of puzzles in here, huh? 34? How many can we do in like 2 hours? Let's find out. No spoilers, chat. Knight tactics, mate in 1. Okay, so if I move this here, they can't move pawns in the past, so this pawn can't take me, I don't think. This is everything I thought I wanted and so much more. Wait, is it just putting it here? Is this it? Because their king can't capture me here. So if I do this... Is that it? No. Okay. And then from here... From here, do we check this king? We go up 1 over 2, is that it? Okay. Wait. Puzzle incomplete. Nope. Nope. Because the pawn's screwing us up. It definitely doesn't involve just moving here, right? No, because it just moves away. Right, got it. Sorry, normal. That stupid normal chess stuff. To the right of the king in the past. All right, why does that work? So if we do this, it creates a timeline here where... Now we take the king in the top right. Oh, right, because we could go. So when this comes down here, we could go over 1, up 2. Yes, okay. I think I can explain this one now. So, again, the thing that catches me up. Okay, so we capture from the parallel with this move. So when we go here, you can see it moves in and creates this board. And then this knight checks this king. Because this king is over 1 and then up 2 from where this knight has moved to. So now, like, when you look board to board, they look like they're on the same thing, but your over 1 gets covered because you're shifting 1 into the future and then going up 2. So if you're shifting this, your 1 dimension shift and then 2 board shifts up. One dimension shift, 2 board shifts up. Will this be on the quiz? Yes, definitely. Mate in 3. Okay, so this is this has got to be a lot harder, right? Because we're gonna have to make our own decisions. It's gonna be really hard to brute force. Three is so many moves, chat. We even get star stickers for doing it right. It's like we're in school. All right, yeah, okay. So let's just start taking moves and kind of diagnose what we can do. And now from here, we could go back here and check this. No, because they get a move. Okay, so I have to lock them. Man, playing an actual game like this has got to be real stupid. I think you're getting caught up in the over and under. I think it's just that you can jump dimensions as timelines in the same direction once or twice, then move once or twice. You win no matter what they do. You can still capture their king at some point in some timelines. This doesn't do it, right? Because they could just move over to here, right? Correct. Okay. I think I have to set up this knight. You think this involves moving our king? Howdy, slacker. So this is what Republicans think Trump does all day? Let's make a new dimension on the second turn here and see what it does. All right. Oh, God. Okay, so now we have 3 timelines. Is this checkmate? Because this is up 1/2. But they could just move. They could move. Are they allowed to move this? Does this work? Oh, good. I also have moves. I also have moves over here on this board too, right? Because this is currently the present. Okay, so this went back to here, and then this went here, and then I can also move here. They can move it out of check. They just can't move something into check. Okay, so I can move these knights, and I can move this knight. If I move this here, this threatens these 2 spaces, right? That doesn't really seem helpful. 3 moves is so many. I can't imagine playing an actual game. It's got to be just a total dumpster fire. Am I trying to get 3 on the same board? That might also be correct. It might also be correct. Like, I could take this, and I could move it down over here. So, like, when I do this, now this... Okay, and I still... Wait, can I not... So if that happens, now I don't have another move. Oh, because I moved into this board. So if I move into this board... So if I move into this board, I already take my move. That counts as outgoing and the incoming board. Okay. Oh no, I reset. Oh no. Oh no. All right, I think I can reproduce what we did there real quick. All right, so we did that. And then I sent this back in time immediately. If I move this here, what happens? Why did it veer? Why did it veer this way? And this technically still has moves as well. So, like, what happens when I put this here? Oh, God. Oh, God. And I only have to check a king in one of these timelines, right? I only have to check a king in one of these timelines. So I have to just check one king, and we can check across boards. So like this is down 1/2, so that doesn't check it. Thanks, Gundam. I appreciate it. Looks like this game is fantastic. I don't know what I have gotten my $10 worth out of 5D chess, okay? Does this have a 4D, baby? Is there a version for stupid people? Maybe shave a dimension out. It's only $2 per dimension. That's a steal, chat. $2 per dimension is a steal. All right, what if I do that? Okay, that creates a board down here. And I've created a draw. All right, I'm going to call creating a draw progress because we didn't lose. It doesn't say incomplete. It says the game has drawn. I think the dimensions you create go down and the ones your opponents create spawn above. That's probably accurate. I think based on what we've seen so far, that sounds right. Oh, it totally does show arrows in different directions. No, that's not it, right? Because it just moves here. It's accurate. You only spawn 2 timelines before your opponent spawns 1, or will leave them inactive. 5D chess on mobile when? This moving back there is bad because it lets them eat this. And this knight's going away, so I'm not going to have it up here anymore. Okay, so we've gotten to the point where they escaped and created their own dimension up here. I can't move this one. So do we think we want them to create a dimension? Is that what we want to do? Is that a good play? Does this work? Because it's like, no, because it's over 1 and then up 2. Is that it? No, that's a draw. If two enemy kings are in the same dimension, forking the two kings would win. This checks there, but this just moves over then. Can't we take the king from the first board? No, because if I so let me see if I understand this right. If I move this here, it creates a timeline down over here. Okay, and then in this timeline, this king captures my knight, right? Which is not good for me. This technically checks this king, but this king can just move. Has anybody in chat finished this one and want to give me a hint? Does the solution involve going back in time on move 2? I feel like the solution has to involve moving and then immediately jumping back in time. Okay, so that's accurate. This just eats my piece though, right? It elected to escape to another dimension instead. The bottom middle knight. I felt like we made good headway with the 1 and 2 moves to check, but there's 3 moves to check. I don't know. There's too many permutations, chat. We can't brute force it. I feel like I can't. Yeah, we could skip this one and try some of the other. You solved this by moving back in time on move 3. Really? I feel like I'm just kind of taking game actions at random at this point. Which is probably not particularly good TV. I think I'm gonna tap out. The first move is up to 1 right. Second move is up 2 and left 1, and then third move is up to you. You're saying we could checkmate from here? So we can move to... And then this checks here. And this can move... This can just eat this knight, though, right? It just moves away. Oh, because we're checking two simultaneously, so they can't move both of them. Is that it? This is... So this happens here, and then this is checking this one because it's over 2, up 1. And it's also checking this because it's up 1 dimension over 2. Because this timeline is set, so when this gets here, it checkmates this. So they can't move this one. This game is weird. Mate and 1. Mate and 1 is more my speed, chat. Mate and 1 is more my speed, he says before looking at the board presented to him. Just a couple of places the knight can go, chat. You know, no big. Thank you, anonymous subgifter. I appreciate the support. There is not, Matt. There's bishops involved now. So... So if we put this here, it checks this king, right? Because it's down... No, it's down 1. Yeah? Oh, we're checking this king. I guess I can't even fathom playing this with a real chessboard. So again, the reason why this checks this is because it's back in time 1 move and then up 2 spaces. I have to imagine games must finish quicker in this than in normal chess because you can check across timelines and dimensions. Like there's more possibilities. Do we wrap up trying to play an actual game? I don't know if I'm qualified for that. Combinations. Let's do a couple more puzzles. I'm gonna do a couple more puzzles. This just moves here, so that's not it. Wait, what? God, right.
Dad, what is this crazy thing you're doing?
All right, so this is checkmate because it checks the original king. So their king cannot take my bishop because my king is here, and then this bishop checks this king because it's technically diagonal because we're going over one turn in time, then up a space. And over one, up one is diagonal.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Do you legitimately know what's going on, or are you just like...
No, I understand.
clicking
I understand. So this one, I got it right by clicking randomly, but I understand why it's the answer looking at it. You don't look like you believe me, Haley. What do you think, Chet? Does Haley look like she believes me?
Declan, do you believe him? If you want to be in here, you have to be quiet. Yes, he doesn't want to be here.
Doesn't want to be here, yep.
Not
Okay, so again, just to explain, I can explain this one because it's fairly simple. When we go here, it moves us forward in time, which makes sense, right? We took a game action. But then this moving forward in time is then checkmate, because when we go backwards in time and then up one space, we've checked their king, which can no longer move. And the reason why this is checkmate is because they can't just move their king to take our bishop to prevent this check, because our king protects the bishop. Because that's how chess works. Because our king, so if they move their king here, we capture their king.
But why?
So the only way for them to save their king in the...
Why are we only capturing the king in the past and not the one in the present?
Because if you capture the king in the past, there is no king in the present. It's time travel.
I know, but if you moved your guy to the present, your little guy to the present, why is he doing something in the past?
Because it's five-dimensional chess. Your pieces are allowed to time travel.
It doesn't make sense.
It does. It makes perfect sense, Chad.
Time travel inherently does not make
No,
sense.
it does. It's perfectly natural. Okay. Yeah, I actually understand why this one works. So they can't capture... They can't change the past. This piece in the past has to stay there. So they can only protect their piece in the past by attacking our piece in the present, but they can't capture this piece in the present with their king because our king protects the space. All right, it's cool.
No, it still doesn't make sense.
So this to here is...
I don't know how regular chess works.
Okay, that's probably not going to help for you. All right. That was easier than the knight problems. Okay, that was Bishop Tactics 1, though. This is Bishop Tactics 2.
We might need to have your dad come in.
I don't like that idea either, Haley. Close that door, please. I love you. Alright, so... moving to here or here, their king just captures me, right? Holy crap, bishops are screwy. Okay, so this is... I just, again, maybe we do need to play a full game at the end here, but I can't fathom playing like a complete game. So this checks this king in the past because it's over to... Why does it check this king? It checks this king because diagonal means the same number of spaces in two directions. So if I go over one... You can kind of see that, right? If I go over to this first board here, I go to here. Look at the time view, it's more clear. The lie detector test determined that was a lie. The part that's tricking me up is the part that's tripping me up is, okay, it's so when I move this here, it threatens this space. Yeah, bishops must move equal X and Z. So if we move over 1, 2, yeah, 4 boards is 2 moves. I still don't get it. I felt like I understood some of them, but then the bishop movement is just like beyond me. It's 2 to the right and 2 to the past. The thing that's tripping me up is why the thing that's tripping me up is we're going over 2 and then right 2. Isn't that going like there's not an up down movement, right? I thought this counts as a left right movement only. Okay, so Bob's thing makes sense. Okay, so bishops can move X and Z or Y and Z or X and Y in all instances by squares. This is checked on the board because you're moving 2 in the XZ plane. Okay, so it's not in my head, I thought dimensions and time, I thought these were linked to up and down and this was strictly left and right. But with the bishop, you just pick 2 and go wherever you want. The axes are all orthogonal to each other. Okay. Okay, so basically I just have to move 2 pairs of 2s. So moving 1, 2 time sequences and then 2 spaces over on the board. Got it. Which is why, if we look here, this also threatens this spot here because this is 2 spots over and then also 2 spots up. So I was viewing everything here as purely 2-dimensional, which doesn't make sense, chat, because this is 5D chess. So, yeah, bishops are like really good, right? Because you just have to move in the same amount in any direction. Bishops are too good, they need a nerf. Okay, I get it. Bob's description really did it for me. The XX, like you just, like there's XYZ and you have to move 2 in every one. Okay. Yeah, bishops seems, queens have to be insane. Queen tactics. All right, let's, or we keep going. I got another half hour in me at least. All right, this is a mate in 1. So this is checkmate here because this is checkmate here because it checks this king? No. Oh, pawns don't go diagonal, or pawns only capture diagonal, right? They can't capture straight ahead. It's been a while since I played regular chess. Wait, what? I tried all 4 spots, right? Did I have it? Is it the king? Is it the king movement? No. Oh, you defend the bishop. You defend the bishop because then this checks this. It checks this. Okay, so I can explain this one. So this works because this bishop is checking this king in the past, which cannot move because it's in the past and the past can't change. And this king can't capture this bishop in the present because this king is protecting it. Which means this goes over 1 and then up 1, which is a legal bishop move because it's moving in 2 different planes at the same time. Rephrase. The pieces that are in the past can't change what they did in the past unless they want to come back from the future to create a new timeline and change it. We good? We good? We're clear? That's clear? This is a mate and 2. Last time we weren't very good at these. Whoever came up with this needs to. This is secretly a NASA recruitment sheet. Where do I go here? Incomplete. All right. So if I move this here, it creates a new timeline here. And then does this check this? No, but they can move this. We found our game for the next Circlandio, but I don't think so. Probably gonna pass. Coverage seems easier. So yeah, you just got to talk about not play by play. Okay, now it tells me it's complete. Let's think about who I'm checkmating. It's over 1 up 2 or checking this king? Nailed it. So this play here forces this king to move here. And then this move here means that we check this king in the past, and they can't stop that because they have nothing that can get to my knight in the present. Feels like the real puzzles are figuring out why the solution you chose actually works. It does a little bit, right, Pepperidge Farm? There's definitely a little bit of, well, why does this work? There's 3 lines. Yeah, like we're like deep into a game at this point, right? So these can't move because there's already pieces here. This doesn't look like it does anything. This is mate in 1. Our king is in check here, right? No, because if this wants to move... Oh, the knight being 2 squares below the enemy king lets you check it. Right, because we're gonna, and that's the part that's tough, right? Because when we move this here, this now checks this king in the past. Oh, wait, our king is in check though. Oh. Okay, so this checks this, but our king's currently being threatened. Okay, so because there's a piece in this... Okay, so think of this rook as moving straight through this space here. So it gets stopped here when you move the pawn up. Okay, so this gives a little bit of the depth and some of the stuff you'd have to do in like full games, right? That requires you understanding moving at multiple timelines. So when I advance this here, so this knight checks this king in the past, but I also have to make a move here, and then moving this pawn here stops them from having this rook capture my king, because our king's starting in check. So here, through this dimension, the rook could capture my king if we don't move the pawn up. But once we put the pawn in there to protect my king through here, my knight can successfully check this king in the previous timeline. So to summarize, we utilize this pawn to stop this rook from attacking our king in an alternate dimension, while this knight captures their king in the past in this timeline. Everybody get that? So that's why that works. So this knight gets set up to here to block. Okay, yeah. Good? Are we good? So this wins. Okay, so this is complete. And the reason why you have to do it this way is this allows this knight to capture their king in the past, while this pawn protects our king in this parallel dimension from being attacked by this rook. So the knight time travels to capture their king and win the game, while the pawn moves forward to protect our king from cross-dimensional capture. That's why that solves the puzzle. I'm starting to get it too. Although I've said I'm starting to get it like 6 times now, and I think every time's been a little bit of a lie. Yes, and that's the thing that's trippy. Let's go back to that one for a second. The thing that's trippy with this one is it says mate in 1, but taking both of these moves is considered one move because you're taking moves in different timelines. So one move is one submit moves, if that makes sense. So your mate in 1 is one move across all the timelines that are currently in play. So why don't we have to move on the top board? This piece entering this timeline counts as moving from and moving into. So moving my piece across the boards here counts as my move in this timeline and this timeline. That's a good question. So going from here to here takes my move in both of these, and it progresses both of these timelines, but that move does not touch this timeline, so I still have to make a move in this timeline here. If you move into or out of a board, it counts as a move on that board. It's very basic 5-dimensional chess rules, chat. This is rudimentary. Combination attacks, mate in 1. Okay, so we only have one timeline here. So this should be super easy because we just have to send things back in time. There aren't multiple timelines here. Oh, we're black. Okay, I should pay attention to what color we are. What's going on, child? Okay, so their king is here. So if I take this and move it here, we check them. So if I take this and move it here, we check them back there. No, that's not accurate because this king is on the brown square and I'm on... It's a weird game. It's 5-dimensional chess.
So you have to, like, beat everyone?
Yeah, you gotta play all the boards at once. Think about them all at the same time. It's very easy. Declan doesn't think it sounds easy, chat. He calling me a liar? So, and you can see here which ones it impacts on. No legal moves. Deselect. King. What are my legal moves for my king? Yes, yeah, the kings and bishops are not super intuitive. The kings and bishops just have to move the number of spaces in any two axes. What happens if we take their pawn? That's a good question. They just move out of the way. Wait. So if we send this back, is this gonna fork the timeline so one of our other ones gets it? So if this happens, is our pawn checking the king? Oh, for fuck's sake. So this is yeah, this is some real 5-dimensional stuff. So sending this back to here forks the timeline, and then the pawn here checks this one up ahead. Yeah, I'm aware pawns capture diagonally, but this is the same. Across one dimension, forward one time slot. Oh, so it gets to capture in the space it's currently in because its diagonal is jumping a timeline and then jumping forward in time. Okay, yeah, the putting it in terms of coordinates makes it make sense. So it captures in the same board spot it's in because pawns capture diagonally, and the diagonal in this case is it captures into the future and across a time. And the reason why that's a capture is because, and this is the part that's tough to understand. And this is the part that's actually hard to grasp, chat. This king can't move because this king is technically in the past. It's ahead of this pawn, but it's behind the furthest timeline. So where this king is at is set in stone, and this king doesn't move. So in order to stop this pawn from capturing this king by going across and forward in time, they would have to have a piece on this board that could capture my pawn, and their king can't capture this pawn because this pawn blocks it via normal chess rules. So they can't save this king by moving it because it's locked in time. They can't save this king by moving it because it's locked in time. And so they have to capture it on this board, and their only way to do that involves moving into this space, and their king can't move into this space because of this. All right, I understand why the solution is the solution. Yeah, I don't know how much more today. We've been going for almost 2 hours. Let's do the last combination attacks, and then maybe I'll ask in the subs Discord once more people have had a chance to watch it. If people want us to finish these up and maybe play a couple of real games, we could do that again next week. Could we also do a queen tactics? Sure, we could do a queen tactics. Remember, chat, if you want to play the puzzles, you can buy the game yourself too. All right, so this is a mate in 2. The mate in 2s are hard, chat. Oh, the mate in 2s are hard. All right, so my rook goes back to there. Well, I mean, I'm not sure how you could say it's unbalanced, Plaid, when both players have the same sets of tools in the game. I know one of the summaries of the game says checkmates happen more quickly because of the cross-dimensional checks in checkmates, which I would believe. It probably doesn't last nearly as long as like normal games of chess do. Would be my assumption. You have to imagine white wins every time with perfect play. Sure, maybe the play draw's not balanced. Yeah, I believe that. The starting player wins more often in normal chess too, right? Is my understanding. Usually in chess you have to win 2 in a row. You have to win on the play and on the draw, basically. It's 65-35 at the top. Okay. So if we send the bishop back, that threatens a check here. So then they move. You're not alone, Bertz. I am. We're doing stuff. I feel like forking the timeline's probably right from the start. We like starting with the rook check. All right, what does that do? So that does this. And then this can go to here, technically. I meant regular rook check, not dimensional rook check. This doesn't work because this goes to here now, right? Complete. No, because the king just moves down to here. So if I send this back in time here, this king gets checked here, and it gets checked here and here, but it can move to here. It can also escape to another dimension, right? Yeah, I think that's true. I think the first play has got to be to split the board because the bishops check more things once you split the board. So we have three moves for splitting the board. So I think we start by doing that. And this gives us a check here. And then I think from here, we look to check across dimensions. It's $10 for me. Definitely feels like splitting the timeline to start is good. So this is our only board we can move on, because we already took a move from here. You can't move from here because I already took a move on this board. He just captures us. Yeah, definitely 10-ton hammer. A couple other people. I should figure out what a reasonable rate is for subs for that. You can force the king away so he can't capture your rook there next move. Maybe. Not really, right? Oh, this does force it away. So they do that, and then this checks the king in the past. Okay. Yeah, these games must, the actual like full games of this must be really quick. Okay, so I saw it to start. I was like, okay, I want to get this rook here. So that way when I put this rook here, it checks this, it captures this king in the past. Because remember, the past is set and you can't rewrite it. But that lets them capture this, so it's a mate in 2 though, because we put the bishop here to let them eat it. And then we move here, which then captures their thing in the past. Real games are queens constantly threatening mate somewhere else. Alright, that would make sense. Is queen the next one? Back rank basics back into. Alright, I'm gonna call it a day. We did 18 of the 34 puzzles. I feel like I understood like 12 or 14 of the 18 puzzles, which honestly, you know, I'm gonna count that as a success. I think we're gonna do, I had fun with this. I don't know if you all had fun with this. Let me know if you enjoyed it. I'm gonna upload all of it to YouTube if you didn't watch the whole thing. We've been going for almost 2 hours with this. It was kind of amusing. If people liked this, I think we could play through the next set of puzzles and then maybe play a game or 2 at some point next week. So let me know if you liked it, especially if you get a chance to watch all of it on YouTube afterwards. I'll be back again tomorrow morning with some more Legends of Runeterra, and then tomorrow afternoon we're going to do a little bit of run and gun. We're going to play some Overwatch together. So if you are a sub who wants to play some Overwatch, make sure you pop up into the other games channel in the subs Discord. We're going to coordinate from there. If we have enough people, we'll play me and subs against each other. Otherwise, we'll just queue up against some randoms. I am not competitive at playing Overwatch. It's just fun. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow with Runeterra and some Overwatch. Peace, folks. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Blur's Day. Oh, I'm wrong. I'm a liar. I have no idea. It's Blur's Day. Overwatch is Friday. Tomorrow we're playing Banners of Rune after. Tomorrow is Banners. I have a schedule on my website. I'm a liar. Overwatch is Friday. I have no idea what day of the week it is, chat. None. 0. Peace, folks.